Sweet. Good morning. For our practice today, we're going to be working on like some hamstring and heart opening, and then like some fun side plank stuff. And then in terms of heart space and tension, um, what's coming up for me to speak on this morning is this idea of meeting ourselves halfway, right? I think in relationship and in life, there's this idea of like meeting each other halfway. But I think we can offer ourselves that same um, journey of like arriving to where we're at. Like it's kind of like our future higher self that is guiding us. And the current version of ourselves that is working through something has a challenge or a block or, um, a skill set that is still in development can meet each other halfway. Um, there is this idea that if we put in the work, that's going to put us into like, the place you want to be, which is true. Putting in work is essential. But I think meeting ourselves, not where we're at specifically sometimes, but like just beyond that is this really beautiful offering because it is communicating to ourselves that like I believe that I have room to grow here. And I believe that I'm capable of getting to that space. I believe in my potential. And I think there are days where, of course, we will meet ourselves exactly where we're at, where that push is not on the table, not necessary. But I think there are times when we have more room to expand. But as humans, it's natural to kind of like stay in what's comfortable, familiar, and safe. Yeah. And so in practice today, meeting yourself halfway. So beyond that place that is necessarily like the most familiar space, a space that you already know you're capable of existing in, and just finding that edge and maybe pushing a little bit beyond that just to see. And this doesn't mean like in physical strength necessarily, but maybe in like the opening moments or in the moments of self-dialogue. Because I know for myself, like heart opening can be very vulnerable. For a long time, I did not like back bends or heart opening at all. But part of that was I didn't have the strength of my in my back body and along my spine to support that opening for it to feel safe. Right? And so this other component was expanding. And once that component got to a certain place, then the opening felt safer. So just kind of navigating that as well. But meeting yourself halfway, believing that you are capable of more than maybe you initially believed. I don't know. It is 7 a.m. and not last night, but the night before I got 3 hours of sleep. So we're doing really good. We're going to start in Shavasana when you're ready. So go ahead and lay back, get comfortable. And as you find Shavasana, give yourself that moment to adjust to the earth, to close your eyes, and to feel that support beneath you. And as you meet that support, really allow yourself to drop in. Try to surrender the weight of your head, neck, shoulders, hips, arms, and legs as completely as you can. And as you relax into the embrace of the earth, begin the process of moving towards a deeper inhale. And then slower, steadier exhale. And as you gradually deepen your breath, just noticing what's present in terms of physical sensation and feelings at your heart space and movement through your mind. Let me check in with each layer just to get a total picture of this moment and how we've arrived to our yoga mat. And as we gather in that data, that information, we just hold it in compassion, free of judgment. And as we continue to deepen our breath and deepen our connection to the moment right in front of us, You can offer ourselves a gentle reminder that for these 16 minutes, there's nowhere else to be except for right here, right now. As you're ready, go ahead and take a really deep inhale through your nose. Then as you're ready, open mouth exhale, allow that breath to release. With your lips sealed, take an inhale through your nose. And then keep your lips sealed and exhale through your nose. As you find your really strong, intentional ujjayi breathing, we're going to start to make our way into a full body stretch. Yeah. So from your Shavasana, start to reach your hands overhead, lengthen from your fingers to your toes. And then we're going to find a side body stretch. So keep your pelvis exactly where it is at the center of your yoga mat. And then walk your feet to the front left corner of your yoga mat. Maybe your right ankle crosses on top of your left. Again, keeping your pelvis where it's at. Move your upper body towards the back left corner of your yoga mat into the side body stretch. So you're creating this crescent moon shape to create space through your right side. Once you find that shape, take a big breath to your right side body. Feel how your inhale creates a stretch from the inside out. And just slowly exhale that breath away. As you come back through center, right leg is going to lead. Return to your full body stretch at the midline. Legs go long, arms go long, and then bring your right knee to your right shoulder for wind removing pulse. And release your hands at the front of your right shin. Take an inhale. And then exhale to your supine twist. Right knee will tip over to the left. As you relax your right shoulder, just take one big breath in. One slow breath out. And from here, we're going to be moving into a fetal pose to face the left side of the room. So you're going to slide your left knee to stack underneath your right. As you reach your left arm overhead, just rolling onto your left side body, ear rests into bicep. Your right hand might reach down to catch your right foot to create your modified bow shape. It's like your modified dancer's pose as well. So the upper body similar to our dancer's pose and bow pose. Draw your belly button to your spine. Think about a slight lengthening of your tailbone to the top of your yoga mat, even a slight tuck of your tailbone. And then slide your right thigh bone back in space and let your collarbones get really wide. Take one more breath in. And as you breathe out, go ahead and release your right foot. So you start to roll onto your back body, hamstring stretch. Right leg's going to go to the ceiling. Left foot can land to the earth, the bent knee, or you can send your left leg out long. It's up to you. Your hands might catch the back of your right leg here, and an option to point, flex, and circle through your right ankle. Take a nice big breath in. On exhale, keep your right leg long, engage your belly. As you release your hands overhead, use your core to slowly lower your right leg down to the earth. We'll meet in our full body stretch again. Hips stay at center. Walk your feet over to the front right corner of your yoga mat. Option for left ankle to stack on top. And then upper body walks to the back right corner of your yoga mat. As you offer your breath the space between to your left side body, feel the opening. Pelvis is square towards the sky. Take one more breath in. And one breath out. Left foot will lead the way, so bringing it back to center, full body stretch. And then draw your left knee into your left shoulder. And release your hands at the front of your knee and take an inhale. And then exhale to your supine twist. Left knee tips over to the right. As you settle into your rotation, just one cycle of breath here, fill your left side body. And one slow breath out. And we'll roll to our right side into fetal pose. Knees come to stack. Roll onto your right side body. Left hand reaches back to catch your left foot. And find that big stretch down through your left quad into the front of your left hip. Let your heart space open as your collarbones stretch wide as well. And last breath in. And on your breath out, begin to release your left foot. Start to roll to the back body one more time. Left leg is going to go to the sky for your hamstring stretch. Remember, your right leg can be long, or you can bend your right knee and place your right foot to the earth. So finding what feels good for you. You might add in some exploration through your left ankle. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, just like the first side, engage your belly, release your hands. Left leg stays long as you slowly lower your left foot down to the ground into one more full body stretch. Deep inhale to stretch, lengthen to your body, maybe circle through your ankles, wrists. Then exhale, knees to chest. We'll make our way up to tabletop pose next. To start to find your way to all fours. And as we arrive, your inhale lifts your heart and tailbone to cow pose. So just as you're ready, big breath in, scoop up through your heart and tailbone. Then your rib cage pull forward. Then exhale one time, cat pose, round your spine. From here, as you start to lengthen out, your hips will stay stacked over your knees. Anahatasana, walk your hands forward. Then bring your forehead or chest down to the earth for your puppy pose. I'll take one breath in and one breath out. We'll slide forward into our Sphinx pose. So as you lower your belly to the earth, it's likely that you'll have to walk your elbows forward a little bit. So just create that adjustment. Elbows are stacked directly beneath your shoulders. You want your upper arm bone perpendicular to the earth. As you anchor through your forearms, your palms, and your fingertips, pull your rib cage forward and through. Draw your shoulder blades together so the back of your body is strong. And that action of your shoulder blades drawing together will open your front line more, so collarbones are wide. Strong through your legs. Rib cage slides forward for one more inhale. As you exhale, belly down Shavasana. Stack your hands underneath your forehead, elbows go wide. And take a big breath in. On your exhale, you're going to keep your forehead and the backs of your hands connected and lift that whole unit off the earth. Lengthen through the nape of your neck. Okay. Think about pressing forehead and backs of the hands together. Elbows are wide. The back of your body is strong. Take one more breath like this. Keep your chest lifted on your next inhale. Reach your hands forward like you're holding a yoga block out in front of the yoga mat. And then as you breathe out, goddess your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other, lifting through your chest more. Let your hands land by your low ribs. Bring your forehead to the earth. And then press back into a child's pose. Hips will go to your heels. Big toes come to touch. As you lengthen out, we're going to add a tricep stretch, a lat stretch. So find prayer hands at the nape of your neck. As you bend your elbows, heels of the hands come to the nape of your neck. Within your prayer child's pose, think about anchoring your elbows down to the earth. And then breathe into the back of your heart space. Start to release your arms forward. You're gonna bring your forearms to the earth, just like you did in your Sphinx pose. As you shift forward, shoulders over elbows. Adjust your knees to stack underneath your hips, and then tuck your toes with an inhale and hover your knees a couple inches as you exhale. Start in this hovering tabletop pose, but you're on your forearms. Keep pressing down with your forearms. You're here for 2 more cycles of breath. Navel pulls to spine. Shoulders are out of ears. And then as you're ready, let your knees land. Press up to your hands. Adjust your hands if needed and find your downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and lift your hips. Maybe find a little pedal action to your feet. And emphasizing the stretch of the back of your legs, your hamstrings. And we're going to take that forward into our forward fold, top of the yoga mat. Once you make your way forward, just diving across your thighs. Maybe there's some softness in your knees. Really relax the weight of your head. With our next inhale, we'll start to find a halfway lift. So activating through your belly, lengthen out through your spine. And then on your exhale, forward fold release. Rise all the way to stand with your breath in. Reach your hands to the ceiling. And on your exhale, goddess, your arms, elbows go wide. Now, as you breathe in, you're going to bring yourself upright just a little bit. Bring your hands behind your head. I'm going to adjust this so that you can see a little bit better. As your hands go behind your head, now elbows are wide. Keep that. Maybe soften your knees and find another slight back bend. Maybe looking up to the ceiling because you now have the support of your hands. Next, inhale, rise up, reach all the way up. And exhale, forward fold, let it go. Then a halfway lift as you breathe in. And then high plank pose with your exhale out. So as you find your high plank pose, just give yourself a moment to establish foundation. So really engage your thighs. Use your hands pushing into the earth as leverage to light up your belly strength even more. Front ribs draw in, navel to spine. And then pressing the back of your skull to the sky. You'll use an inhale to shift forward as one solid line. Then exhale to your belly, slow motion. Once you arrive to the earth, untuck your toes, inhale, low cobra, lift your heart. On your exhale, stay lifted and hover your hands. Use the strength of your quads to press the tops of your feet into the earth, taking one more big breath in. And we exhale to release. And inhale, low cobra, or maybe your high cobra. And exhale, let it go. With your next breath in, find your way into up dog or return to cobra. The choice is yours. We'll exhale to our downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. From your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or hop to the top, forward fold. And a halfway lift on your inhale. And forward fold with your exhale. Rise to stand, big breath in. Goddess arms, exhale out. Same as before, lift up and out enough so you can bring your hands behind your head. Elbows stay wide. Maybe soften your knees. And again, open into a slight back bend. On your next inhale, rise up and reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift with your breath in. And then high plank is exhale out. Stay moving towards our full chaturanga with your inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way you decide. Inhale to your up dog or your cobra. And exhale to your downward facing dog, hips go up and back. Okay, in your down dog, take a nice big breath in. And then open mouth, exhale, release. Next, inhale, reaches right leg to the sky. And then keep your right leg long, flex your foot and square your hip. So your right hip bone, knee, and toes all point directly down to the ground. It's okay if your right leg doesn't lift as high. Bend your right heel to your booty like a donkey kick, keeping that squareness in your pelvis. Take a breath in. And exhale to step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Left knee will lower down to the ground. Inhale to Anjaneyasana, lift your heart in your hands. Now for this first layer, we're going to take a little bit more time in this progression, at least this part of the progression. Two options here. You can kind of shift it more backwards in space, pull your front ribs in. Think about stacking left hip directly over your left knee. As you lengthen your tailbone towards the earth, big front hip stretch. The other approach is if you want to melt your hips forward, you're still lifting your rib cage off your pelvis, so there's space in the low back. Now you decide you're opening, take an inhale. Exhale to your half splits. So hands to the earth or hands to yoga blocks. We're gonna lengthen out our right leg. Flex your right toes towards your face. Extend your heart towards the front of the room. And think about anchoring your right heel down into the ground. As you drag your right heel energetically back, think about dragging your left knee energetically forward. Bend into both of your knees. Left knee comes to a hover, this time cow lunge. Reach through your heart as you inhale. And exhale into our cat lunge. Lengthen both of your legs. Okay. From here, we'll take a bend into our front knee. Gentle standing splits. Lift your left toes to the sky. Take an inhale. Keeping your hips square, exhale, and that donkey kick, left heel to seat breath in. As you breathe out, bending both of your knees, left ankle steps behind your right cross-legged forward fold. Pinky toes do not need to be in alignment. Knees are soft, head is heavy. Unwind into a regular forward fold, left foot beside your right, and inhale, lift up halfway. We'll exhale to our chair pose. Hips are sinking low. Extend your heart and hands with your breath in. And then lean into your left foot and flamingo your right heel to your seat. Good. Now keeping your core super strong, you're going to slide your right leg back into a spicy flamingo. So think kind of like that donkey kick action. Core is really active. Right thigh bone slides back and up in space. Now keep your right heel hugged to your seat. As you rise up to standing, you're in a no-handed dancer's pose. Take your inhale. Exhale through an airplane pose. Slow and strong, begin to send it back, lengthen out. And then high crescent lunge. Eventually place your right toes at the back of your yoga mat. Breathe your hands up to the sky. As you breathe out, goddess your elbows nice and wide. Allow your hands to fall and release behind you. We'll go right thumb on top. You can keep your elbows bent, or you can lengthen your arms. Rotate your right heel down to warrior 1 feet. So right foot's about a 45-degree angle. Hips are moving towards square to the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, lifts your heart up high. On your exhale, dive towards the inside of your left leg. Humble warrior. Take a nice big breath in. And then on exhale, release your hands to the earth. Unhook your back heel so your hips are square. Plant your right palm to the ground, twisted low lunge. Left hand's gonna reach up high. Option to stay here. You can always drop the back knee down if you want a little extra support. Or we're gonna take a horizon lunge. All 10 toes turn towards the left side of your yoga mat. And you're lifting your hips up into that stretch. Back of your heart leans to the wall behind you. Feet are flexed. They're in the outside edges of both feet. Take your breath in. On your exhale, high plank. Step back so that your feet are about hips distance apart. We're going to turn all 10 toes to the right into a stagger-footed side plank. So feet stay staggered, right foot is in front. Reach your right hand high. Take a nice big breath in. Option to hold here, option to bring your left knee to the ground for more support if needed, or option to bring your left knee and your right elbow to tap, so a little crunch. So that's your back leg and your right elbow. Three-legged dog, right hand to the earth. Reach your left leg to the sky, take an inhale. Leg stays long, flex your foot, square your hip with exhale. Just like we did before, we're gonna find that hamstring curl donkey kick. Take a nice big breath in. And then on your out breath, land your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Release your right knee to the earth. Start to lift up your heart and hands. As you arrive here, decide if you want to draw your front ribs in, shift back for that right hip stretch, or if you want to melt your hips forward and lift your rib cage towards the sky. So the choice is yours on how you approach it. As you're ready, take one more big breath in. And then we'll exhale into our half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Lengthen out your left leg. Option to always bring your hands to yoga blocks. And adjust where your hands or your left foot is. Then a right knee and hip hug forward. Left hip and heel drag back. So you're kind of creating this like scissor action with your legs. Your sternum stretches nice and long to the front of the room. And think about untucking your tailbone to the sky. So instead of rounding, tailbone lifts up high. Okay. From here, inhale to your cow lunge, shift forward. Back toes are tucked, right knee's gonna hover, open your heart. And then cat lunge, extend both of your legs, finding another variation of a hamstring stretch. Bend into your front knee. Standing splits without momentum, right toes reach to the sky. Square your pelvis. Donkey kick your right heel to your seat. You can still have a bend to your left knee. Take an inhale. Cross-legged forward fold. Right ankle goes behind your left. Dive down and find one cycle of breath. Again, knees can be bent here. I encourage at least a micro bend, especially through your right knee. And pinky toes don't have to line up. Okay, as we unwind to a regular forward fold, start to inhale to lift up halfway. And then exhale into your chair pose. Breathe your heart and hands up. Then lean into your right foot and start to flamingo your left heel to your seat. As you find your flamingo action through your left leg, you might begin to slide your left thigh bone back into your spicy flamingo. And from here, we keep the heel of the seat rising up to your no-handed dancer's pose. This can have as much or as little of a back bend as you want. Take a breath in. Airplane pose, slowly exhale back. Right. Collarbone spread by the engagement at the back of your heart with an inhale. And then high crescent lunge, we exhale to land. Now, once you arrive, breathe your fingertips to the ceiling. With breath out, goddess your arms. Hands will fall to interlace behind you. Left thumb goes on top. As you rotate your left heel down to warrior one legs, inhale to puff your heart to the sky. Then empty that breath and dive towards the inside of your right leg. Humble warrior. Think shoulders out of ears as you take a big breath in. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Unhook your back heel. You can always adjust that back foot. Put your left palm down to the earth. Twisted low lunge. Reach your right hand up high. Hold. Drop your back knee or horizon lunge. So you have three options. Flexing through your feet. You might have to wiggle the right foot back a little bit. It's totally fine. Think half pigeon to your right side. Keep lifting your hips up. Take a breath in. High plank with exhale. Feet go about hips distance apart. All 10 toes turn to the left. Reach your left hand high. You're in side plank. You can stay here. You can drop your bottom knee to the ground or take your breath in. As you exhale, get strong with your left foot. Slide your right knee through that window. Maybe left elbow and right thigh bone tap. Three-legged dog, reach your right leg high, take a big breath in. Keeping your hips square, exhale, donkey kick, right heel to your seat. Find an inhale. Right knee, left tricep is our exhale, twist across. Three-legged dog, breathe your right leg to the sky. On breath out, step your right foot forward to the top. Left knee lowers to the earth. On Vinyasa, lift your heart and hands with your inhale. Half splits is your exhale. Into your standing splits, bend into your right knee. Left foot goes to the sky. Option pivot, hamstring curl, donkey kick. Hips are square, breath in. We breathe out towards a Shiva squat, bending through your knees. Hips get low, heart peeks forward. Inhale, standing splits. Left leg lengthens to the sky. Exhale, chair pose. Find your seat. Breathe your way up, and then this time let's bring our hands into airplane arms. We're gonna lean into left foot. Flamingo your right heel in. Option for your spicy flamingo. Keep your right heel hugged towards your seat. And then rise up to your no-handed dancer's pose. Maybe adding a little bit more of a back bend this time. Take your breath in. Exhale to airplane or warrior three. Hands can go forward or beside you. Breathe length through your body. High crescent lunge, right toes drop to the earth. Hands to the ceiling, inhale. We'll goddess our arms with our exhale, open through your chest. Hands flutter interlace behind you, right thumb goes on top. As you puff up your heart, rotate your right heel down, big breath in. Exhale, humble warrior, dive down. One inhale in your humble warrior. Exhale, hands to the earth. As you unhook your right heel, sweep your left hand to the sky, breath in. Maybe exhale into a horizon lunge. You can also dip your hips and reach the back of your yoga mat if you want to. High plank pose, feet go hips distance. Side plank to face the right side of the room, reach your right hand high. Take a big breath in. Right elbow, maybe left thigh tap as you breathe out. Three-legged dog. Inhale your left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, hip is square, donkey kick left to the seat. Take your breath in. Left knee, right tricep, breath out. Three-legged dog, inhale to extend. Exhale, left foot lands. As your left foot arrives to the top, release your right knee to the earth. Lift your heart and hands on Janayasana, breath in. Into our half splits with exhale, lengthen out your left leg. Standing splits, breathe into the power of your left foot. Knees over ankles, you push through your foot, right toes reach high. Hip is square, donkey kick your right heel to your seat, take a breath in. Exhale, Shiva squat if you'd like to, sink low. Press to left foot, re-extend, standing splits with your inhale. And chair poses where we meet with exhale. We'll breathe up, and then airplane your arms beside you, breath out. Power into your right leg to flamingo your left heel up. Maybe slide it back into that spicy flamingo. Core stays super strong. Rising to your no-handed dancer's pose, keep that hamstring kick back. Maybe add more of a back bend this time, big breath in. Then exhale into airplane or warrior three. You just decide, arms reach forward or beside you, take your inhale. Crescent lunge, we exhale lightly to the earth. Breathe up through your fingertips. With your breath out, goddess your arms. Hands interlace behind us, left thumb on top. Heart lifts as your left heel lowers, take your breath in. Humble warrior towards the inner right leg as you breathe out. Expand your lungs with inhale, and then release your hands to the earth as you exhale. Left heel unhooks, left palm plants. Sweep your right hand to the sky, big breath in. Option for horizon lunge with exhale, we dip your hips, reach towards the back of your yoga mat. We go into our high plank. Feet about hips distance. Side plank turning to the left, reach your left hand high, big breath in. Exhale, maybe right thigh and left elbow come to kiss or near each other. Keep pushing through left foot. Three-legged dog, reach your right leg to the ceiling, inhale. Listen, exhale to your downward facing dog. With a big breath in, lift your heels. As you breathe out, spinal wave, cat spine forward like an ocean wave to your high plank. As you arrive, upward facing dog, untuck your toes. Sink your hips, open your chest, inhale. We'll exhale to child's pose, land your knees. Reach your hips back to your heels and take a moment to breathe. So in a moment, we're gonna take this one more time. You'll have the option to go into your full dancer's pose if you want to. In that elbow to knee side plank variation, you can also catch your foot and extend into your full Vashisthasana variation. I think that's mostly it. If you want to fly your half split when we pulse back, that's another moment that you can add in if you're wanting more challenge. So you just listen to you. Oh, last thing. I know this is all just words at this moment, but for some of you, this is helpful. From that little elbow to thigh crunch, or when you catch your foot and extend into Vashisthasana side plank, from that moment, we're going to be flipping around into a wild thing. Yeah, I'll show it to you. So from here, you might choose to go here. This is also where you could reach with the outer foot, catch and extend. Whether you're here or here, we're going to go wild thing. So as my left hand lands, I'm going all the way up and over. Right tippy toes to the earth, heart to the sky. Okay? If you do not want to go all the way up and over to wild thing, you can always go back to your half dog, dog at a fire hydrant. Okay, meeting in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. We inhale, right leg high, hip is square. Exhale, donkey kick, right heel to your seat. Take a breath in, right thigh bones lifted. Right knee, left tricep as you breathe out. It does not need to touch. Hold your heart forward with an inhale. And stay as you exhale. Three-legged dog. Breathe your right leg to the ceiling. As you breathe out, right foot arrives to the top of your yoga mat. Lower your left knee to the earth. Take an inhale and lift your heart and hands. Exhale to your half splits. Option to fly your arms beside you, airplane arms. Moving to our high crescent lunge. Bend into your front knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, standing splits without momentum. Left leg to the sky. Hip is square. Bend your left heel in, taking that donkey kick as you inhale. Shiva squat as you exhale. Standing splits, big breath, reach your left toes tall. Chair pose as you breathe out. Find your seat. Utkatasana, take your breath in. Airplane arms, hands sweep beside you. Left foot becomes your base. Flamingo, your right heel up. Option for spicy flamingo. Make sure your core is really strong to support that. We rise up to our no-handed dancer's pose. Option for your right hand to swim back and catch your right foot for dancer's pose. Now you can just create the hand to foot connection and stay here. Or you're gonna kick actively back and up into your right hand. Heart is still moving up as you maybe hinge at your hips forward. So I'm still thinking about lifting my heart up to the ceiling as I hinge into the space of my left hamstring. Slow motion, airplane or warrior 3. Slowly release, take an inhale, hands go beside you or forward. High crescent lunge with an exhale, right toes release. Breathe your fingertips to the ceiling. As you breathe out, goddess your arms. Hands will fall to interlace behind us, right thumb on top. Rotate your right heel down and pop your heart up high, big breath in. Humble warrior, heart leads the way as you hinge forward and down. Space between shoulders and ears, take your inhale. Hands to the earth as you exhale. Unhook your back heel, right hand plants. Reach your left hand high, breath in. Option for a horizon lunge exhale. Remember, that can also be your twisted low lunge. To your high plank, feet about hips distance. Side plank turning to the right, reach your right hand high. Take your breath in. Option, right elbow, left thigh tap. Or catch the outside of your left foot, find your Vashisthasana variation. From wherever you're at, we're going wild thing or half dog. Right palm to the earth. Rotate your left toes all the way up and over to the right side of your yoga mat. Open your heart to the sky, big breath in. Three-legged dog, exhale, left hand lands, left leg lifts with your in-breath. Let's go downward facing dog, breath out. And child's pose, take 3 cycles of breath. Elephant. We're gonna move into second side, but just give yourself a moment to catch your breath. Noticing how that first side landed in your body. Okay. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Bring your hands to the earth. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Now, take an inhale to reach your left leg to the sky, hip is square. Exhale, donkey kick, left heel in. Take a big breath here. As you breathe out, left knee, right tricep shift forward. We hold for inhale. We stay for exhale. Three-legged dog, use your belly strength to lift your left leg up. And then land your left foot forward to the top. Release your right knee to the earth, Anjaneyasana. Inhale sends you high. Exhale, half splits, maybe airplane arms. As we shift forward, we're going high crescent lunge. Bend that front knee, raise all the way up with your breath in. Standing splits is our breath out. Find a little donkey kick, square in your hips with your inhale. Shiva squat, exhale. Standing splits, big breath in. Chair pose, Utkatasana, breath out. Rise up with your inhale. Airplane arms, exhale. Zooming into your right foot. Flamingo your left heel to your seat. Send your left thigh back into spicy flamingo. Okay, when you're ready, no-handed dancer's pose. Rise on up. Option for dancer's pose, left hand might catch your left foot. Think about lifting your heart up in space. Create that tension so your pulley system is taut, you're kicking back into your hand. And then maybe you tip forward a little bit or a lot. This doesn't have to be your deepest dancer's pose. Focusing on control through the release. Airplane or warrior 3. Huge breath in. Crescent lunge, exhale. Fill your lungs, extend your hands up to the sky. Goddess arms open. Hands will interlace behind us, left thumb on top. Lower your left heel and lift your heart, breath in. Really commit to the lunge through your right thigh. As you find your humble warrior, instead of going straight down, think about reaching your heart forward and then down. Strong legs, relaxed head. Take your in-breath. Hands to the earth on our out-breath. Unhooking your back heel, plant your left palm. Twist your right hand high. Maybe horizon lunge. Maybe horizon lunge and dip. So that's up to you. Hips are squaring to that right side. As we unwind, it's high plank. Toes to the left, side plank. Left hand lifts up. Take a breath in. Option, left elbow, right thigh. Catch the outside of your right foot. Vashisthasana. Find your inhale. Wild thing, right foot's going all the way up and over as you plant your left palms. Once your left palm is planted, push into that. Lift your heart up and open. Three-legged dog. Big breath in. Down dog. And child's pose. Let your hips sink back to your heels. Take another round of breath. When you're ready to rise up and out, we're going to just scooch forward to the top of our yoga mat and lay it down. So scooching forward. If you know that back bending is a space that your body has a difficult time supporting, using your core to lower down can be a really nice counterbalance to what we did, right? So re-engaging to the belly, reintegrating to counterbalance all that opening, just in case your low back was being kind of compromised in that expansiveness, your front line. Yeah. So if you want to use your core, otherwise just releasing backwards. We'll meet on the back body. Let's find our way into our happy baby. Once you find your way into happy baby, right, you can take any version you want. So I like sometimes just hands to knees, circles with my knees. Sometimes I like to reach up to ankles and feet. You decide. We'll take a big breath in. Then we're going to exit a figure four. Right ankle stacks on your left thigh. Reaching around the back of your left leg if you'd like to. Flex your right ankle, and maybe add in that little rock from side to side. Now we're going to keep the figure four shape in our legs. We're going to tip it over to the left into a figure four twist. Your left hand reaches down to catch your right ankle or right foot perhaps. And then think about your right knee continuing to move forward and away from your heart. And just find 2 cycles of breath. Slowly start to bring it back through center, switching out your legs, left ankle and right thigh. Start just with the figure four itself, getting some initial openness through your left hip. And maintain your figure four. Let it tip over to your right side. If you want to, you can add in that right hand to left foot or ankle. Maybe your foot stays flexed here. Think about your left knee moving energetically forward and away. Once you find your shape, take 2 cycles of breath. Journey back through center as you unwind your legs. Both feet to the earth, knees bent. Just take a couple windshield wipers from side to side. Feet can be like hips distance or more like max distance apart. And we'll meet in a butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to open wide. I encourage you to take a slightly longer diamond shape than like that very edge of your range of motion. So if you find that like really spicy spot, depending on your hips and their openness, scoot your feet a little bit further forward. So maybe like 2 to 3 inches further forward. So you have a longer, more easeful, more gentle butterfly posture, Supta Baddha Konasana. As you close your eyes, place your hands on your body or beside you, maybe overhead. And just concentrating all of our awareness back to breath. Take a really slow and intentional inhale. And then super slow, steady exhale. So find 2 more cycles of breath like this. Now from here, we'll draw knees to chest. Take your time. You draw your thighs to your heart space, just lengthening through your back body. Ask yourself if there is anything else that you individually need. And then we'll take about 5 to 7 cycles of breath just for you to take what you need. So that could be something like a bridge pose, could be a twist, could be an inversion. Just allowing yourself to go where your body's craving. If you'd rather go straight to Shavasana, feel free to go to Shavasana just for 5 extra breaths. As you do, start to feel ready to settle into the earth. Allow everything to go long. Just release your arms and legs out into your Shavasana. Returning to the shape that we began our practice in. Allow your eyes to close. Try to release and relax your jaw. And we'll take one more breath together if you want to join. Deep inhale through the nose. Then open mouth, exhale, release that breath out. And be noticing if your mind has started to drift. Just gently bring your attention back to the ebb and flow of your breath, to the movement of air entering and exiting your body. Maybe you start to deepen each inhale again and lengthen each exhale. Allowing the breath to move with you throughout the rest of your day. This intentional breath there as a tool, as a reminder to recreate the sense of steadiness that you've created this morning, to remind you that steadiness is available to you, and to help just offer us that sense of calm no matter what's happening around us or within our inner environment. Feeling the tool of your breath, option to bring maybe one or both hands to your heart. We'll just close practice here, taking this final moment as an opportunity to express gratitude for the yoga practice itself. The eight-limbed path that offers us tools to steadiness, clarity, our inner wisdom, our intuition, and ultimately liberation. You also pause in deep gratitude and appreciation for our bodies and our breath. And then for this time that we got to spend moving and breathing together. I will take one more deep inhale through the nose. And we seal it in with an open mouth exhale. Let your breath go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, leading us to live with authenticity and to love deeply each and every day. I thank so much, and namaste.